Everyone in the audience here is taking in the perspective just being in the room with you guys.
Yes.
You were way out of the room. You were way on out there, and it gave you a new perspective. Reid, can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, I'm looking around at these pictures. I remember Christina taking that photo that's back there. We had GoPros on our solar arrays that could take pictures of our spacecraft and the moon. There's the sun behind the moon, the eclipsed moon. It's spectacular. But when we came in for entry, coming back to Earth, we were doing 6 miles every second. 6 miles a second. And it still took us 4 days to get out to the moon and 4 days to get back. So the scale is just absolutely unbelievable. I was just reading, if you took every planet in our solar system and just put them edge to edge, it still doesn't fill up the whole space from the Earth to the moon. Like, that's how far away the moon is. It's really far away.
Tell us, when you were coming back, was it more nerve-wracking going up or coming back down?
Well, it's really from launch till landing, but it doesn't end until those chutes come out. But for the landing, it's like all the sights, all the feels. It's like the best roller coaster ride you've ever been on. The first thing you see is like plasma, the colors starting to show up. This fireball building outside the windows. It was red and it was coming down, and then it was like blue and green. It was like somebody was welding, like flashing. It was so bright I put my dark visor down, like my sunglasses on. And then when the drogues come out, you're like getting thrashed around and you're pushed into the seat with the G-forces. It's just all really exhilarating. And then the drogues cut and you're falling again. And then the mains come out. And then Christina and I did one of these when the three.
Three good mains.
Yes.
3 good maids.
I know.
Wait, I have to sell her out for just a second. So when we landed, we splashed down in the Pacific Ocean. We're waiting for the rescue forces to come open the hatch. And Christina, out of her spacesuit pocket, goes, "I got some peanut M&Ms. Anybody want some?" And so we're leaning back against the side of the spacecraft. We just come back from the moon. We're just eating peanut M&Ms. We were happy.
I know. I have to say, astronauts, they're just like us.
Well, I would say that teamwork is the epitome of what we do, not only in human spaceflight, but probably every endeavor that you take on. And the walls here say a celebration of heroes. And I want to be clear, that is not us four. That is the people on the ground that have been working on this mission for 20 years plus. That is you all that followed this mission and supported it. That is our teammates in mission control, the rocket, the launch. Teamwork is 100% everything. We learned when we saw the most amazing things in the universe, they humbled us. They made us realize that we are nothing without each other.
Yes.
Beautiful.
You know, there are so many different moments, and I mean, we were like, wow, over and over again. And it just kept getting better, and then you come home in a fireball. So, like all of it, really, the whole thing together is a unique experience. But the moment that the engines cut off, when the rocket stops pushing you, which you're feeling the push like you're on gravity into your seat, and then the engines cut off and you feel like you're floating for the first time, that is a very special moment. And I would love it if more people could experience that.
That's cool.
But as I was talking, I realized actually the feelings are great, but the view. I changed my mind. The view. If you could see all of Earth in one glance,
Yes.
that is a very special perspective.
Yeah. Earth.
Hi, my question is, what is your favorite thing about gravity that you missed while you were up there?
Putting things down.
You want to take it, Jeremy?
Yeah, sure. Really, nothing. I just had the most amazing time in microgravity, and we were all talking about, hey, maybe we could just do one more lap around the moon before we go home. We were not ready to go home. Like if you get the chance to experience microgravity, you just have to do it. It's so much fun. And yes, things are a little harder, like all the little life chores, you know, going to the washroom and taking care of your body. All that stuff's a little harder in microgravity, but it is just so worth it.
So in the middle, this is the first time humans had flown the spaceship. So we were testing out everything. I mean, we were really testing out everything. And one of the things that we didn't know we were testing out was our caution and warning system. So in the middle of the night, we had a warning come on that was a very dramatic and important warning, which kind of gave us indications that fuel was leaking out of our spacecraft. It was called a run box warning, and we have procedures that we must execute, and we must execute them right now. So imagine all 4 of us are asleep. We're floating in our sleeping bags, and we get this alarm, and I wake up, and I'm looking at the display, and I'm like, I think that's a run box warning. And all of a sudden, that got everyone's attention immediately.
Wow.
And Jeremy was asleep in front of the control system, and he woke up. came underneath the controls to my left, and he's like, we need to be executing the boldface emergency response right now. So he started to configure the propellant system for shutting down the fuel system so we could preserve the fuel that we had in the spacecraft. And as we were watching these, this warning was coming and going, which is unusual. Normally you would get this thing and it would just stay lit the whole time. And we talked through this very rapidly, and we decided that we would hold and not execute these procedures, because if we did it, it would shut down our entire fuel system.
Oh my God, Reid,
And
that sounds very scary,
Yikes.
guys.
We didn't do it.
It was, you know, it was really remarkable, and I was also very moved because they played you, Jim Lovell, a message from the late great Jim Lovell, the commander of Apollo 13.
Yeah, of course.
Taped a message for them saying, "Hey, welcome to my old neighborhood."
Welcome to my old neighborhood.
Wow.
One of the things that I thought was really remarkable for Apollo 13, you actually went through some of the training that the astronauts did. And at one point, you promised Kevin Bacon, who played Jack Swigert, 10 close-ups if he kept his mouth shut about something. That happened to you.
Oh no! Oh my Lord!
Wow, that's a deep pull.
That's a deep one. Well, we had to do Air Force training because we were going to shoot on the Vomit Comet, the KC-135, that you guys probably didn't used to have to do, but they used to use it to train by flying parabolas in the sky and then creating weightlessness, basically. So we're going to bolt our sets down and film the actors weightless, which is the way they used to practice EVAs, getting out and so forth in the Gemini era and later. But you had to do flight training, parabolic chambers and all this sort of thing, including a physical. And this is the embarrassing part. I have vasovagal, which means you can faint. And when they take your blood, sometimes that happens.
You just pass out.
Well, I also was supposed to give a urine sample. And so my bladder was full. You see where this is going. I fainted. Kevin Bacon happened to be in the room. I let go. Suddenly, I wake up and my pants are wet. Kevin looks at me and I said, "You get 10 extra close-ups in this movie if you keep your mouth shut." Which he,
Guys,
Were you on our crew?
Yes.
Did that happen?
Let's just say, you know, with the toilet actually didn't fail. It was the venting system that emptied the tank. With the challenges that we had, we were constantly thinking about the constellation Orion.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, do astronauts ever get airsick? Do you?
Oh, absolutely.
You do?
We're all
Okay.
human.
Space motion sickness is very real.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're on the International Space Station, well, do you know that we called them? On flight day 7, we had a link up with the International Space Station. It was one of our favorite days, and the best part about that whole call was we were all eating the same food. So here we were, 100,000 miles
What
from
was the
Earth.
food? What was
We had spicy green
Spicy
beans,
beans.
broccoli au gratin. We had the beef fajitas.
What's amazing is the food seems to have been very, very good up there. It was
great.
Surprisingly so.
Yeah, I've heard that you can't eat bread in space because of the crumbs could get. Is that true? Is that true that you're not allowed to eat? But that's what I heard from a science friend of mine. Ron, please stay with
bread,
us.
chips.
I heard this.
We could talk about this forever because we just love this question, but really just find the thing that you love doing. It doesn't have to be science. It doesn't have to be engineering. It has to be the thing that you love doing, and go out there and give it your all every single day. Jeremy often talks about each one of us has a gift, and to be truly happy, we have to be sharing that gift. So find your gift and share that with the world.
So one of my dreams for future space exploration is that, you know, not only do we get to the moon and stay sustainably and responsibly, that we get onto Mars. And so I hope that by the time you're ready to take a journey like that we have done our job to make it safe and repeatable so that you get the chance to go.
Would you all go back again?
100%.
100%.
Victor, a little hesitation
You said
there.
maybe later. Maybe later.
What did you do when the toilet broke? Did you just let it fly around?
We didn't let it, but sometimes it.
Right. Well, the toilet is a very important piece of equipment in any spaceship. And we had two different things. At first, the toilet, when we first turned it on, the fan that actually keeps everything going where it needs to go didn't quite turn on. So we tried again, we gave it some time, and we got that working. But then you have to get rid of everything that you output. And we do that by venting it into space. And that actually clogged up. So we had a different way of going to the bathroom, and we didn't need to we used a secondary vent. Every thing on the spaceship usually has a backup system. So luckily, the engineers planned for that, and we used our backup system, and we got through it. It wasn't as easy as our fancy, good toilet, but we made do.
How do you stay clean up there? Do you take showers, bird baths? What do you do?
Yeah, pretty much.
baths.
I love that
Bird
term,
baths.
the
Bird
bird
bath.
bath. Yeah, actually, I think showers in space are great. Floating,
Yeah,
water, yep.
I wonder what that's
It's
like,
very
Nate.
nice.
You know,
Good question.
Amaya, thank you for the question. And I will tell you, one of the things about swinging for the fence and trying to, hit a home run when the game is on the line is, if you think about that can add pressure and make you not, go up there and play your best game. And so I focused a lot on working with this team and trying to be a good teammate, trying to be a good teammate to them and also receive from them their good teamwork. And I think one of the reasons we were as successful as we did is we spent a lot of time thinking about us and not me individually. And so I would answer this by maybe just making a visual lesson here that I spent a lot of time thinking about this patch and not this patch. And now we get to be here and we get to talk about it, though.
Yes.
I love when you say
Very nice.
great answer.
I love that, Victor.
Jack, our amazing little buddy. Now, we first met you at the Artemis II launch. Jack, your enthusiasm for the mission, it just won us over. But Jack, we heard a little something from your mom that you got your spacesuit a little dirty the other day. So the Artemis II crew, they wanted to surprise you with something. Christina?
So, Commander Jack. Oh. First of all, it's great to meet you, and thank you for being there at our launch. And I was wondering if you would like to have a spacesuit that matches the one that we wore on Orion. It's orange.
Check it out.
And we signed it for you. Wow. And look, it says Commander just like yours, so you can still
my
keep your
God.
title.
And Christina, it's signed.
It
You
is.
signed
Each
it.
of us signed this.
It says NASA.
It does. It says NASA just like that one. We would like to have you on our team. What do you think?
Oh, Jack.
Well, seeing how emotional he is, how does it make you feel?
Amazing. We're so incredibly thankful. Jack has been hugely inspired by this mission and by all of you. So thank you so much for everything you're doing. Obviously not just for Jack, but for all of humanity.
No, thank you.
Thank you.